Okay, while we're in lockdown, I'm doing a few jobs. One of them is painting the bathroom. And one of the steps is to remove the radiator if you want to do it properly, so you can paint behind it. A lot of people are not sure how to do it, but it's a dead easy job. You don't have to turn the heating off or anything. All you've got to do is turn these valves off first. Pull that, just like you would a normal tap. Most of you have these valves with the temperature. That's the obviously the temperature of the radiator. So pull that to 0. And then we'll do this one's the lock shield, that adjusts the flow going into the radiator. So see what this is the different fittings. You just pull the cap off. Pull the cap off like so. So I'll have screw tops, but this one's just a push on cap, so take that off. Now when you need a spanner, just a spanner to do this one. Okay, when you do it, you need to count how many turns it takes to turn it off, because it won't be on full. It'll only be on a little bit, because it affects the balance of the heating in the house. So count how many times it takes to turn it off, and then when you turn it back on later, do the same amount of times the other way around, okay, to turn it back on. So, because every radiator will be different. Some will be half a turn, some will be a full turn. Just adjust the flow in the house. Upstairs, the valves will be open more than downstairs because they're closer to the boiler. So, sorry, just wipe myself. Right, so I'm going to use this. It's a bit big for this job, but I like it. Sometimes I like it big. Right, so here we go. So first DIY video. Let's go. Right, so we're going to just get that on there. So I'm going to start from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and a bit. Now that's a lot of turns, which means whoever looked at these radiators and installed them last time has probably not balanced the house properly. He's probably just opened all the valves. I noticed that on one of the others, that it was seized because it was set too high. So it's probably not been done right. So we'll look at that later, but that was 17 and a bit turns. So remember that for later. You turn it on that many times. And we'll think about balancing it another day. Alright, so now you've turned both valves off, so that stops the water going into the radiator, or flowing through the radiator. Now we need to empty the water out of the radiator before we take it off the wall. Get a lot of towels ready behind one of the valves, you don't need to mess around with both sides. Oh yeah, you do actually, because obviously we're taking it off the wall, we're not just draining the radiator. Yeah, so we'd have to do both sides. So you want an adjustable spanner. And where is my other tools? Right, here we go. Right, tools for this job: spanner, grips, screwdriver. This is to bleed the radiator. Okay, so I've got towels ready. Now, normally I'd have this is where we're going to empty the water into, just a jug. I'm going to put one in the toilet, it's a small radiator. I'm not going to use a bigger bucket. Normally I'd do that to pour it in like a mop bucket or something, make it easier, but a small radiator so it won't take long. Right, that's what we do. Get that under the valve, so, and it's going to be awkward because there's a door stop right there. Right, so I'm going to remove the towel for now. So, grips. I'm going to hold the valve. Okay, so it doesn't move. If you See that? No, that's just to stop the pipe from moving, so you don't bend it when you take it off. Adjustable spanner. Now this side is going towards the wall because they screw into the valve. So hold it tight and just crack it. Okay. Ready? Again, see the water's coming straight out. Okay, which means there's air in the system. Because air is what vents it. When you bleed your radiator, lets air into the system, and water comes out. It normally comes up there. So there must be air in the system because water's coming out. They should be coming out that fast anyway. Sometimes it does, but you always get a little bit of air. But we'll make sure to fully bleed it later. So just crack that off. Now, so you can adjust the flow of that water coming out by moving the pipe, tightening that when you want to loosen it. When you want to stop the water to empty this, you just tighten it by hand, and it slows the water down like that. So it will. So yeah, if you just let the water out now, you're not fully taking the valve off, as you can see. Yeah. So when it gets nearly full, I'll tighten the valve, empty it in the toilet, and then do it again until the radiator is all empty. And the water's slowing down now. There you go. Have a quick dry up. So you just wait for the water to fully empty. Now you'll find while I'm doing this, once you've emptied the radiator, if you find there's still water coming out, it might be from this valve instead of the radiator, which means you might have a faulty valve. But unless it's really bad, don't bother changing it because you have to drain the whole system from the house. So don't worry about it. If it's just a trickle, just do it quick and tighten it back up. Once you've taken the radiator off and put it back, just do it as quickly as you can. But obviously I'm decorating, so it's going to have to stay off, but if it trickles I'll just put a little bucket under there or something. It's not really good, should be alright. Right, tighten it back up again. I've got a jug full. And dry it. I'll completely undo it now. There you go, and just move the pipe out, let it drain a bit quicker. That's the boring bit now. So, you doing alright, people? Enjoying our lockdown? Should start to slow down now. A bit of Now, if you do more than one radiator, if you do a lot of plumbing jobs, like with a lot of water's coming out, I'd suggest to buy a heating inhibitor that stops it getting rusty inside the radiator. You'll need to put that in. And if it's just one radiator, I wouldn't worry about it. And this is not a big one, so you're not emptying a lot. There should still be enough in the system. I'll tighten that up. So we'll empty it. Quick dry up. Right, get that underneath again. When it starts to slow down like this, what you want to do is vent the radiator now, like you would for bleeding, so water will shoot out and you'll get the last bit of the water coming out. Screwdriver. You don't need to lock it up there like we normally do because it's coming out here. There you go. Just remember, as soon as all the water's come out, you tighten that big radiator. Do not forget that. Done it many times before. I think a lot of people have. If you tighten it back up, if you don't, and you fill the radiator back up, water's going to shoot right out in your overflow. So always remember, when it's empty, tighten that first. Obviously, the looser you do the bleed valve, the faster it will come out. But if you want to control the water coming out, just do it slowly. Just how you want, depending on the size of your bucket, that sort of thing. It's just trickling out now, so a little bit faster. There you go. It's fully open now at the top. Move the pipe out of the way. Just tighten it back up. Now you might find, because you're letting some water out, you might need to repressurise the boiler. It's taking water, you're putting air in the system, so it will lower it slightly. Not a lot, because it's an even radiator. So you'll find that you won't get hot water unless you top it up. Usually there's a filling loop on your boiler, you just need to turn, or a valve to turn to get it up, to get the pressure up. Don't mind the peeping. So yeah, just you left looking manual for that one, look online. Very fairly easy to do. Yeah, we're just trickling now, it's not like that. I might edit this bit. So you're not just looking at the boring bit. Yeah, this isn't my house, by the way, it's my missus. I'm in lockdown at hers. It'll be easier, because she has more food to worry about. Only joking, it's just easier that way. So yeah, I'm doing a few jobs around hers that I said I was going to do ages ago. It's perfect time to do it. So yeah, there's no water coming out there now. No water at all. So we can just remove that totally now. Just trickle a little bit. That's going to happen. Then we're going to open that side, same as that way. So I'm going to do that side the same as this one. You'll get a few trickles of water out of that one, and then we'll just get the radiator off the wall, hook it off the brackets, tip the rest of the water from the jug hopefully, so you don't make a mess, and put it to one side, and that'll be it. So yeah, that's it. I'll have a quick dry. You're going to get some water. Right, we've just done the same with that one, only this time to loosen it, that is down. This is the radiator tail that goes into the radiator that connects the valve. So, right, that's done. All the water's out, so I'm going to tighten the bleed valve straight away before it leaks when you put the water back on. Now, make sure the valves are clear. Now you should be able to slide off now. Pour it to get rid of the black stuff at the bottom. That's normal. Then we're going to, that's done. You always get a bit of sludge at the bottom of the radiator. Right, we're going to put this in the bath because we're going to put it back on later, so that's the safest place for it. Give it a quick wipe. Like I said, you might find it will trickle from the valves. If it does, just put a cloth in there or something, just a bong or something, just to stop it until you've decorated. A bit of white. And let's say you take a radiator off the wall for decorating. Hold on. Painting gear. Radiator's back on the wall. So I've tightened both radiator valves. Both the radiator valves are tightened. Tighten the bleed valve. I'm going to open the valves back up and let water go through the radiator, check the pressure on the boiler, turn it up if it needs it, and that's done, all done. I didn't film that part because I usually get angry with putting radiators back on the wall because they're awkward sometimes, but this one was fine, depending on where the pipes are, etc. But it's fine, so it's all done, hold time. Right, just a quick one to finish it off. So I had to repressure the boiler to start with because the pressure did go down a lot. It was fairly large, well, it's not a large radiator, but it was enough to knock the pressure out the system, so I had to do that first. To 1.5 bar. Which is normal for most properties. Sometimes you need a bit more, depending on the size of it. I've bled the radiator now, water's come out. That will lower the pressure yet again, so you just need to repressurize the boiler one more time to 1.5 once water starts coming out, and that's done. Now I can carry on with the painting. So there you go, radiator back on the wall, very little mess, cleaned up, no problem. Yeah, hold tight, see you soon.